guys, welcome to 𝑽𝒊𝒐𝒍𝒕 Awakening to the Cursed Banquet, featured a new Hydreigon EX from White Flare with a Greedy Eater ability, allowed to take an extra prize card if you knock out one of our opponent's basic Pokemon with damage from an attack used by this Pokemon. So we've got our TM Blindside to basically allow our Hydreigon to do 100 damage to any of our opponent's Pokemon that already has damage counters on them, with our Dusclops and Dusknoir to basically ping our opponent's Pokemon, including a Hawlucha just in case they have cards like 𝑽𝒊𝒐𝒍𝒂𝒓𝒄 or Buddy on the bench, which actually is easily KO'd by our Dusclops' ability, denying us the extra prize with our Blindside using Hydreigon. So Hydreigon knocking out like a 𝑽𝒊𝒐𝒍𝒂𝒓𝒄, if they have a 𝑽𝒊𝒐𝒍𝒂𝒓𝒄, a Mew EX on the bench, you basically get to do Grand Tree, evolve your Dusknoir while doing a Rare Candy with your Hilda, and then attaching the tool card along with your Ignition Energy for you to play Blindside, knocking out the 𝑽𝒊𝒐𝒍𝒂𝒓𝒄 after playing your Curse Blast ability, essentially giving you enough damage for the knockout, collecting 3 prizes with your Hydreigon. We also have our Zoroark, the new Zoroark from White Flare as well, with the Foul Play attack, making use of Ignition or Reversal to copy any one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attack. You can also do Mind Jack for 1 Darkness cost, hitting 30x damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, which is the same as the old Zoroark from the Black and White Next Destinies or some other set, I'm not really sure, but one of the old Black and White series TCG. We had also a Dusknoir with the Dark Invitation ability and the Mind Jack attack. So that ability allows you to look at your opponent's hand and put any basic Pokemon you find there onto their bench once during your turn, if I'm not mistaken. Only 1 basic Pokemon. And then that actually allows you to increase the damage output by 30. Plus 30 base, if I'm not mistaken. So it has the Mind Jack attack, but the amount of damage that it does is slightly more since it is a stage 2. The old Zoroark has an ability, the Rush In ability as well, that allows you to put it into the active spot if it is on your bench, which is the same as the old Keldeo EX as well. Now we have a new Keldeo, which doesn't actually do anything fancy. If you move it into the active spot, it's doing 120 damage, which is not quite enough for an EX, so I'm not sure why they even make that card in the first place. Just for collector's value, I guess. It's not really fit for play. I mean, this set is a little bit difficult, you know, with cards that are kind of weak or redundant, I feel. But it's kind of nice to see, you know, old cards being reprinted into the format, like this Zoroark. Although I would argue that we already have Metronome, Clefable's Metronome that does the same effect, so it's kind of redundant, but I guess it's a different type. Darkness allows you to maybe hit for certain weaknesses and play your Pecharan, Mochi for the damage boost, Janine with Mind Jack attaching onto your bench as well. You know, the extra energy onto your bench, allowing you to prepare your next attacker while doing some decent damage with your Mind Jack. So it's definitely pretty useful though. This card is actually quite fun to play, very utilitarian, 3 colorless as well, very versatile and adaptable to many other decks. You know, you can easily just factor in one copy, 1 line of your Zoroark just to copy any one of your opponent's attacks. If you don't want to play Mew, if you have Ignition in your deck or Reversals, if you are playing like any 1 price deck that requires colorless energy or even the Reversal, you can easily just include 1 line of this card. But anyways, getting back to the game at hand, we are up against Miraidon, Zekrom EX, and Iono's Kilowattrel for the draw support. They haven't gotten their Dynamo, but they do have Electric Generator before they evolve the Electric for the acceleration, for the mini acceleration, giving them the extra 1 energy, slowly charging up their Iron Hands for that extra prize draw with their MU very much. So we are drawing extra prize with our Hydreigon while they draw extra prizes with their Iron Hands. So it's a multi-prize showdown. Darkness versus Electric. Who's gonna win? They are struggling to get the draw support, so I feel like they should be evolving it though, if they have it, if they have the Ultra Ball, because drawing 6 cards is gonna help them a lot. But apparently they're gonna bench another basic. Not sure what they're gonna pull out. Maybe a Mew EX for the mini draw. Okay, they got a Zeraora, not the Dynamo for some reason. They're attaching the air balloon onto the Zekrom, flipping the coin, trying to lower our HP within range for Miraidon to do the knockout. I feel like they should be charging up the Miraidon though, but since they already started the first energy on the Zekrom, I guess they're following through. Can't blame them for that. We got our Town Store to dig for another Blindside, another TM. We got no other TMs for this deck, no other tool cards, not even Air Balloon since we have Petron EX for the free retreat. We're not doing any other types except for that Dusknoir, which has sort of a free retreat of its own since we just need to evolve it, play its ability to remove it from play, essentially giving us a new Pokemon in the active spot. So now we're going to draw cards with our Zoroark in the active, our only Zoroark EX ends Zoroark. So make sure not to get confused when you're benching, when you're setting up to play. Make sure to bench the right Zorua, just because we have ends Zorua and the regular Zorua, which is going to evolve into different Zoroarks. So if you want the draw support, if you want the draw engine Zoroark, make sure you bench ends Zorua. If you want to attack with Foul Play on your next turn, if you want to evolve into the baby Zoroark, make sure you bench the regular copy. So differentiate between the two. They are not the same. You don't get to evolve ends Zoroark EX on a regular Zorua. You don't get to evolve, you know, the baby Zoroark on ends Zorua. It doesn't work that way. It's very specific. You got to be very precise with this game, and it's getting really complicated. So I mean, if you're a regular player, I'm pretty sure it's easy to make yourself aware of this and be alert of what basic to bench. But it's still something worth mentioning just because, you know, this baby Zoroark is actually a new card. There's no other, well, there is actually an old baby Zoroark though, my bad. We had an old one that allows you to do 60x damage for each of our opponent's Pokemon EX or Pokemon V in play, which is the same as the old Gengar VMAX. So that Zoroark actually evolves from the regular Zorua as well. But since nobody plays that, since it's not really that popular, it doesn't really do enough damage for OHKO, or even it's not even hitting 240, so I feel like it's not really strong enough for the current meta. Maybe that's why nobody cares about that card. But yeah, returning to the match at hand, now we have a Poffin, a Duskull. We're gonna do the Night Stretcher to get the Zoroark. Oh, the Hawlucha, my bad. We actually discarded the Hawlucha with our ability, so it's really hard to choose which card to discard sometimes. I feel like we should have discarded the tool because we have 4 copies of it. I actually misread the numbers while putting that card into my hand. After putting it, we have 2 TM Blindside remaining inside the deck. I thought we had 2 remaining before putting it in my hand. So we actually have 0 copies prized. Even if we do have 1 prize, we can still play our redeemable ticket at some point with Arven. So redeemable ticket allows us to put any ignition that we got prized into our deck so that we get to search for it with our Hilda or Chorus's Tenacity, pulling out the special energy for us to attach onto our Hydreigon EX to do Blindside or Zoroark for Foul Play. So now we're going to do Blindside to take out the Zeraora on the bench, taking 2 prizes for a 1 prize KO, 1 prize basic KO. Remember, it has to be a basic. And remember, you need damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon to be able to play a Blindside. If they have no damage counters on that Pokemon, you're not allowed to target it for 100 damage. So sometimes you need your Hawlucha, I think I mentioned it already. If they have a Pidgey with 50 HP, if they have anything like a Relor with 40 HP, you know, any other cards like Sinistra, I think the Poltergeist has an ability that denies you from doing damage though. If they have a Shaman as well, you're not allowed to target any baby Pokemons, but you are allowed to target their Mew EX and 𝑑𝑚𝑪𝑮𝑳. Those cards are fair game, and that means you get to play Dusknoir with your TM for triple prize draw, which is pretty awesome. So now we got our candy for the Dusknoir, doing Curse Blast, placing 13 damage counters on the Zekrom before finishing it off with our Ignition Blindside, using Hilda for the free special energy search, getting yet another evolution, our Dusclops in hand, rebenching another Duskull, preparing for the next evolution. So it's not necessary for you to be evolving your second Hydreigon. Even if the first one get knocked out fast, we got our Dusclops to basically collect our 4th prize before playing Foul Play to finish off the game. We no longer have Sigilyph just because Sigilyph and Sigilyph requires you to play Darkness Energy, Basic Darkness, which doesn't actually work on our Hydreigon EX. Hydreigon requires 3 Darkness and 2 Colorless to play its base attack, Dark Bite for 200 damage, which is kind of unnecessary because we're not doing the Mochi, we're not playing on that heavy cost attack, we're instead doing full-on TM Blindside for Hydreigon EX and not actually playing any copy of the Terra. So the Terra counterpart is pretty powerful on its own, but for this build, we are focusing on Ignition and nothing but Ignition for the instant acceleration for us to attack immediately after attaching that 1 energy from our hand. Obviously, we only have limited supply of that special energy. We're not able to attack more than 4 times or even 3 if we got a prize. We might have to play our ticket. But we also have a reversal to fall back on for Zoroark to do foul play late game or even early if we manage to play Curse Blast and then foul play before using our Blindside for extra prize draw. That could actually help us win a lot easier. But you would have to search for your reversal first before playing your Ignition, which is actually going to be a lot better. Just because if you got the extra prize early, you would probably not be able to play on the counter condition with your reversal. But if you're stuck with the Ignition without any ways of searching for your reversal, if you don't get the Hilda or Colress's Tenacity early game, you might have to play your Blindside first, or even attach the Ignition for your Zoroark to do foul play, and then do your 2nd or 3rd Ignition for your Hydreigon EX before doing the reversal, which might not actually work anymore, so you might have to play your basic Darkness Energy to do Mind Jack. So obviously reversal doesn't work for Hydreigon, but yeah, it's just there for extra utility. Use it when you can, use it if it's possible, and use it when it's necessary. On that note, I think I'm just going to end the voice right here because focus on the game. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you find this combo interesting and wild, we'll see you next time. Please drop comments down below as well to keep this channel alive and engaged. Let us know your thoughts on the new Hydreigon with its extra prize drawing ability. Like the potential of this card, it's basically Greedent VMAX except in ability form, which is pretty cool, right? You're obviously taking 1 less prize card, but still. It is a stage 2 as well, so it's not a mega. At least your opponent doesn't get 3 prizes if they knock it out. It's still a pretty cool card that's being added to the card format, basically allowing you to cheat away to victory almost. So that's all for this one. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye everyone.